Well, my friends, I'm excited to be here with Chris Bauer. He is the Chief Advancement Officer for the Siena Francis House. Chris, it's so great to see you after all these
Yes,
years.
ma'am.
Yeah,
Andy and I go back a long
yeah,
ways. So
yeah,
yes, it is good to catch up with you again. And thank you so much for having us.
yeah.
This is so great.
You are welcome. Siena Francis House, what an incredible organization. For those who don't know about the organization, just tell us a little bit about it, the mission, and who you serve.
Absolutely. So this place was actually started in 1975. So we're coming up on a 50-year reunion. Essentially started as, starting as a flop house, a group of recovered alcoholics buying a bar and putting mattresses down on the floor. We have now turned into the largest low barrier shelter in the state of Nebraska. At any given moment, there's going to be about 500 people on our campus. Our most basic service that we offer is still going to be the shelter and the 3 meals a day. And on top of that, though, we've now expanded over the years. Our mission is truly getting people into houses and meeting people where they're at, finding the barriers that are preventing them from getting into a house, learning about what caused them to experience homelessness in the first place. We're able to answer those questions by if they need mental health, addiction, rehabilitation. We have our Miracles program, completely free for folks that are disabled if they've been chronically homeless. We have our permanent supportive housing units, which they have their own place with a case manager, so they're able to have their meds regulated. This place is, again, just we are
Yeah,
catering to the folks that truly are in the most need in our community. They have nowhere to go, and we're trying to bring them some hope and get them
yeah.
into houses.
You know what? And again, before we started the recording, we talked a little bit about. I mean, I've me being in the business with Metro for 35 years.
Yeah.
MBJ celebrates 50 in 2025. We're gonna have to
Wow.
do some kind of joint
Wow.
celebration together. But just seeing how this has grown, how the need has grown, and also below how the services have grown. And I want to then touch on Homeless Memorial. This is Thursday, December 21st, 2 days from when this will be hitting the airwaves. What is that, and how can
Yes,
people
ma'am.
be part of it?
So this is a National Day of Observation, actually, and it takes place
Okay,
intentionally on the winter solstice. So the
okay,
idea is that it is the darkest, coldest day of the year. Is the
yeah,
idea that we are going to use this day to memorialize those who had been experiencing homelessness and have lost their lives over the past year. Andy, there's 112 as of right now.
wow,
It's just unbelievable, truly. And how many of these were preventable and folks that just needed these services? So truly, this is our opportunity to honor these folks. We encourage the public to come down. We're going to have a candle lighting ceremony where we're going to light candles and put them in a luminary for everybody who's lost their life. And we're going to put it around the shelter so that folks will be able to see. And then we are actually very fortunate as well this year to have the field director for the from the Office of Housing and Urban Development is going to be able to give the eulogy this year and memorialize those folks. So we're just really looking forward to a nice event to truly, it's the reason why we're here, right, is to prevent loss of life and to show people hope so that, again, more people don't experience life on the streets and have to deal with the struggles.
yeah, wow. What an important event. I always learn new things every time I have conversations with
Yeah,
people like you and these different nonprofits. All right, so we've got about a minute and a half, and we will have a
great.
much bigger conversation as we hit 2024.
Looking forward to that
Um,
for sure.
but let's just like look at end of year, because a lot of this, people might be watching this after December 21st. How can people contribute? What do you need? How can we give to you as we look
Absolutely.
as end of year? So go for it.
And especially the end of the year, we really do try to go above and beyond for our guests. So every guest this year, we've had it set up with the generosity of our partners and just people in the community. We're going to have a gift for every person that's on campus right now. So we have about a little over 500 people on
Wow.
campus total. So everybody's gonna get a gift, a unique gift too. So it's gonna be something new, like a water bottle or a portable speaker, headphones, and they get to pick as well, which is a very important thing. They'll get some new clothes. Everybody will get a stocking. Again, this is just the spirit of Christmas, and what we really need this time of year is those types of items, especially for the winter, things that help people stay warm when they're outside. Those go an incredibly long way. Hygiene products, things I always tell folks, the first thing when you put your feet on the floor in the morning, that you take for granted every day, think about those little things: toothpaste, toothbrush,
Yeah.
shampoo. Those things go such a long way for our guests. And again, it just lets them feel normal. And especially on a day like Christmas, what we try to do, we open up the entire shelter. We're going to have hot cocoa stations. We're going to have music playing. We have folks coming and doing Christmas carols. We're really trying to make it an atmosphere where people can relax, because we want them to be our family. This is their house. So they are part of our family, and we want them to be comfortable. So
Yeah.
we're going to have these celebrations going on along with the Homeless Memorial next week. If there's anything that we could urge people to do, is volunteer and continue the support. We're so grateful.
Yeah. SienaFrancis.org is the website. Great
Correct.
information on there. But again,
Sign up to volunteer. We have our needs list. Everything's on there.
yeah. So I encourage everybody to go there. Thursday, December 21st, the Homeless Memorial. Thank you so much for joining me
Oh,
today. And again,
thank you.
we are going to have a much bigger conversation about the Siena Francis House in 2024, leading up to your 50th anniversary. That is amazing.
Wow.
Thank you for all you do.
Thank you, Andy. No, thank you.
You're welcome. And folks, don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, my friends, I'm here with Beth Ellis. She is the Director of Community Engagement for the Stevens Center. Beth, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Well, let's first just talk. My first question for all of our nonprofit partners is, what is your mission? What is the Stevens Center about? And who do you serve? So I'll let you take it away.
Yeah. So here at the Stevens Center, we serve individuals, families, and the community. We partner to allow people to overcome homelessness, substance abuse, and mental health challenges. We serve around 1,300 individuals a year.
Wow.
In that, we have about 70 kiddos throughout the year. We serve single men, single women, and we serve families as well.
Wow.
Yeah, we have three main programs. We have our emergency homeless shelter. We have our dual diagnosis treatment center. And then we also have permanent supportive housing.
So how long has the Stevens Center been around?
You know, we are going into our 40th year in 2024. And one thing that I love most about the Stevens Center is that we still have the same mission and vision that our founder, Sharon McNeil, had when she built this, and it was established on a volunteer basis 40 years ago.
That's amazing, because again, you look back, and we will definitely have a much bigger conversation about this in 2024 and talk about the 40 years, but how things have changed, but how the need is still there. And I'm sure it'd be interesting to find out how it's grown over the years, but really what an accomplishment, and to still be here and still serving, and I think doing it in such much bigger ways than when it was started. So
yes, they are very blessed here.
Yeah. So here we are, right in the middle. We're winding down the holidays, a couple weeks till the end of the year. How can people support the Stevens Center when we're looking at end of year giving, and we're in this spirit of giving back?
Yeah. There are a few different ways that people can help Stevens Center throughout the holiday season. So we have an event, and it's called the Mary Mart, and this is our third year doing it, and it's been very successful. What we've done historically is adopt families by people in the community. But when we started the Mary Mart and found how it allows them to just feel so dignified by being able to go into a shopping center and shop for the items that their loved ones would like. So today we just asked the community to bring gifts for single men, single women, and kids of all ages, all sizes. And they get to go over and then shop for the items that they know that their loved ones will love.
Yeah.
There's other ways as well, not just the Mary Mart, but we need hats and gloves. It's cold out there. We need hygiene items here on our campus. We want to make sure that when individuals arrive, they get a hygiene kit and a welcome kit, to feel good.
Yeah.
And then also monetary donations, and all of that would go towards operating.
Yeah. Yeah. So important. And I know this is this is not specific for the holiday season and you're doing this year round, but again, as we're kind of looking at how can we give back? Yeah, those are great. Having the fun gifts and the fun gifts that feel kind of like that we feel, ourselves, that are luxury and just things that are unexpected, that just make you feel good. And then also really the essentials of life as well.
Yes.
Well, I want to touch on Vin, Nebraska, just briefly, because it's coming up. I'm looking over here at your website. It's happening April 5th and 6th of 2024. Again, the 40th anniversary. Anything you want to add to that? Because again, we'll have a bigger conversation of that. But I always feel like save the date, because I think invites just went out. So
invites just went out last Friday.
Yeah.
Save the date is huge. We're looking for sponsorships.
Okay.
This is our third year partnering within Nebraska in this capacity, and so it's our last as well. And so we're just looking for more people to participate in the event.
Yeah, it's a great event, and I think maybe that, like, is it a nonprofit every 3 years that then they change to a different nonprofit, and which I think it's great because it does really help multiple nonprofits in the community. But this is a great event. I've been to it so many times. So yep, save the date on April 5th and 6th. We'll talk more about that. But we've got about a minute left. Anything else? Some people, I think they can drop off items until, did you say the 22nd?
Yes, items can be dropped off in our back alleyway at our donation center for the Mary Mart until the 22nd. But then also throughout the year, items can be dropped off at the same location.
So if folks are watching this, if you happen to watch it on the 23rd, you can still drop off items. And anything else in the last 30 seconds that you just want to give to people?
I want to share a quick story about a success story. So a mom named Mary walked in 3 years ago with 2 little girls, and she was pregnant with her third child. And they were in our emergency shelter for the first 6 months. And we were able to transition that family up to permanent supportive housing where they were stabilized for the next 2 years. And Mary had transitioned out into the community after her 2 years into her own home. And she just came back last week. And what she came back with was diapers and wipes and gift cards for other families that are in need this season. And that was such a beautiful display of what Stevens Center's mission is. We want to raise up leaders and we want to send them out into the community. And so often they come back with a giving spirit. And so I think it's just beautiful to end this with that success stories, end up having giving spirits.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you. Yeah, it truly is what you do for others through this organization, that they're able then to go out and be self-sufficient, have a quality of life, and then come back and then give to others. That is beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Awesome. All right. Well, Beth, thanks again for joining me today. I always enjoy talking to you and learning about what's happening. And I'm really looking forward to a conversation in 2024 about the 40 years and diving deeper into what this organization has done and means to our community.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And folks, don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, my friends, I'm here with Terry Larson, the president and founder of Muddy Paws Second Chance Rescue, and also Terry Mills. She's a fundraising project manager of this organization. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me today.
Well, thank you for having us very much.
You are welcome. I'm excited. I mean, I am familiar with this nonprofit. With I'm just going to call it Muddy Paws for short.
Mhm.
But you know what? I don't know a whole lot. So Terry Larson, Terry L, we got two Terrys here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the organization? And as the founder, I mean, why did you start this?
Well, I had been involved in other rescues for many, many years, and I kept thinking, wouldn't it be nice if rescue could do this or could do that to help the pet owners in the community? So I decided to start a rescue, not only doing the typical rescue sorts of things, such as rehoming pets, but also giving back to the community and
Yeah.
helping pet owners of the community. So right now we have numerous programs to help pet owners, such as the food pantry, the vetting assistance, the free or reduced rate training for behavioral problems that their pets might be having. And we actually have a program called Courtesy Post, where we can help them find an adopter for their pets if they are unable to keep them. And we offer a free vaccination clinic as well. So right now, we were started in 2015.
Okay, that was a question. That was my next question. When did you
Right.
start? 2015?
Right now, we have about 300 volunteers. We
Okay.
have about 200 pets under our umbrella at any given time, and that includes cats, dogs, and pocket pets, critters, birds, bunnies. And we do about 5 to 600 adoptions every year.
Wow.
And it is huge. And last year alone, we spent about $399,000 in vetting. So
Okay.
we work with a lot of pets in our rescue and in the community.
Yeah. Well, and let me ask you this too, because first of all, that is a lot of adoptions, and
Mhm.
in starting it in 2015, kind of I always love to know the why and the inspiration behind it. Um, where do you, I mean, what do you see the future looking like? I mean, here we are, where we're getting ready to go into 2024. And do you have, are there new things coming up? But I also want to talk about events because I think Terry M, you can, Terry M, Terry L, that you could talk a little bit about events because you just had one a couple weeks ago too. So that was a loaded question. Let's go back to the event. Well, let's talk about the events for a minute because you guys do have events every year.
We have a lot of events, and we need to because we have so many dogs, cats, whatever needing placed in homes, and that takes money as well as vet care. So we have a lot of events. I'll bet we have probably 3 to 4 a month, which is a lot, I know, but they're all fun events, and it's all awareness. And right now with the respiratory thing, we have events, but we won't be able to bring the dogs for a little while, just until we get over this hump. And right now we've got some giving trees. Some generous businesses in Omaha have allowed us to put some giving trees. We're seeking donations for that, whether it's dog food, monetary, to help with vet bills. We get a lot of calls this time of year for people who are trying to keep their pets in their home, but it's really tight right now financially. So we try to open up our food pantry. We try to help them out with vet bills, a little bit of everything, just to try to help the community in general, not only our rescue, but everybody.
Yeah. And I'll just say, I think that's important too, because a lot of times when you think about the adoption process and the people coming in and finding a pet to bring into their home, but also you've got people that want to keep their pets in their home. They're a part of their family, but sometimes things happen and, you can't feed them vet bills. It costs money to be a responsible and loving pet owner. So that is so important.
It is very important. And that is one of our highest interest, is to keep pets in their home, whether they are needing help with the vetting or whether they are needing help with the behavioral training. We even have a cat trainer. So
Really?
we do. So if a pet owner is having difficulties with their pet's behavior, we can give them a helping hand, either free of charge or at a reduced rate.
Yeah. And I think that's also important because a lot of times people will surrender their pet because there is that behavioral problem,
Yeah.
and they're not getting along with family members or other pets in the house. And sometimes it's just so unnecessary to surrender them because there is something that can happen to have everybody living harmoniously in the same.
And 90% of the time it's fixable.
Yes.
It really is. If the people know what is going on and are, whether it be through training or medically,
Yeah.
we fix that.
Well, let's talk about, end of the year. How can people support you? You mentioned several things. So I know financially, that's always great. But sometimes family members want to go and buy items. So I'll just kind of let you, we got about a minute left, talk about how can we support you before the end of the year and then into 2024, obviously.
Well, we have with the giving trees, we have boxes set up for donations of pet food, toys, treats, whatever. And if you'd like to donate directly to our medical fund, you can go onto our website at www.muddypawsrescue.com or secondchancerescue.com, excuse me.
Yes.
And you can contact our vet directly. You can go on our Facebook page and see all the generous people that have allowed us to put giving trees in the Omaha area and donate there if you'd like. You can contact us via our website, and whether it's blankets, food, cat food, dry or wet, we can use everything. So we don't ever turn it down. And when we get it, if we can't use it, we pay it forward. So
yeah, I'll tell you, I actually bought a couple cases of kitten food because I have 4 cats. And they don't, it's just not their flavor. So, it's yours. And it's high quality food. So thank you for saying that. It's like, I will definitely donate that to you.
We'll put it to good use.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, again, we will have a much bigger conversation once we get into 2024, because I really want to dig in deep to some of those programs and how people can support, but also who they support. Because, animals make our lives so much more sweeter and better and beautiful.
Longer. So
yes,
yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
They do, definitely.
Yep. So, well, ladies, thank you so much. From Terry L., any final words you want to say in just a very brief moment that we have?
Everyone that has supported us since we started the rescue, we absolutely could not do this without the support of the community. So we have been so blessed with being able to provide some of these programs and get the support. So we just want to say thank you very much. Yeah. Well, thank you for creating an organization that truly helps thousands and thousands of our animal companions. So, all right. Thanks, ladies, so much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Goodbye now.